for this stream. You must apply online to be nominated by the Ontario government for permanent residence. Once you have been nominated, your next step is to apply for federal government through Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada, which is in short form called IRCC. They make final decisions about your permanent residence program or permanent residence application. Before you apply, you have to see the mandatory requirements. First one is job offer requirement. It means that what your job offer must include. The second one is your applicant requirements, means yours, the applicant, what you need to have before you apply. And the third one is your employer's requirements who give you job, what your employer needs to have before you apply for this stream. Understand the application process. You have to apply through this portal, which is called Oinp final filing portal. It takes about 3 hours to complete, but you don't have to sit 3 hours. You can complete a part of the application and save it and come back again, do part of the application and save it and come back again. So in the parts you can complete this application. So you have after register, you have 14 calendar days to complete this profile and application. And you need suppose if you think you cannot apply your own, or you feel difficulties to filling up the forms, then you can hire a representative who will complete it on your behalf. That representative could be a Canadian immigration lawyer or Canadian immigration consultant, I mean the regulated consultant. And the fees for this program is 1,500 Canadian dollars to apply, and you have to pay this fees by Visa debit, MasterCard and MasterCard debit. You must ready your supporting documents. You must make sure that your all supporting documents must be in English or in French, if and then that must be ready. Let's see which supporting document we are talking about. Okay. I will talk about supporting documents later on in my video. Job offer requirement. This is a requirement from the province of Ontario to qualify under the employer job offer international student stream. You must have a job offer in Ontario from an employer that meets the following requirement. The job requirements are down below here. The job must be full-time and permanent. The job offer must be for a full-time and permanent position. Full-time means the job must be a minimum of 1,560 hours a year and a minimum of 30 hours of paid work per week. Yeah. Permanent means the job must have no end date, which is called indeterminate duration. Eligible occupations, eligible occupations are type 0 or skill level A or B. I already mentioned what is skill type 0. 0 is a managers related job, and skill level A is a professional relating jobs like a doctor, engineers, accountant, etc. Skill level B is the technical positions like electricians, plumber, or AC technicians, or car mechanics, etc., etc. If you want to understand more about NOC, National Occupation Classifications, please click this link here. It will take you, and you can understand completely about this subject. Low wage level. The pay of the job offer must meet or be higher than the low wage level for that occupations in the specific region of Ontario where you will be working. So let's see what is the low wage. So you can find your low wage by going in this link, which is called jobbank.ca. You will find here a compare wages. Just write down here, for example, a job which is accountant. Okay, accountant controller, for example, and search it. So you see up here, this is a low here, median, and high. Some of the programs they focus on median, and some programs focuses on low wage. Low wage. So there are different provinces here. So we will go to Ontario, where you will apply for your stream. So see here in Ontario, the low level is $20.19. So it means that your employer must offer you the job which is equal to $20.19 or higher. Hope you understand this point. Position must be necessary, to your employer's business. Means if he needs the position to be established and grow, then he must need to hire you. Work based in Ontario, of course, because this is Ontario, a province of Canada stream. So your job must be, must occur primarily in Ontario, the positions, and the company location also must be in the province of Ontario primarily. Applicants requirements. It means that the international students. Before you apply, you must meet criteria in 5 categories. First category is your education. You must have received your diploma, certificate, or degree from an eligible Canadian institutions. I will not click here, but you can, because I have given the eligible colleges complete list, during my video. You will see there. You must have received from an eligible colleges what your degree, your diploma. They takes at least 2 years to complete, at least 2 years to complete, if you study on a full-time basis, or a degree, diploma, or certificate that takes at least 1 year to complete if you study on a full-time basis, and that requires a completed degree as an admission requirement. Suppose if you are taking, in a degree program, or in a diploma program or certificate programs, that must be completed in 1 year. Okay, that course must leads to 1 year to be completed. It's a full time, you know and to get admission in this degree or diploma certificate program, the college must require a completed college degree, for the admission purposes. You must have also completed more than half of your studies while living and studying in Canada. It's very simple. Some people, they complete half of the course, and then they transfer their courses or credits to some other countries like Europe, like USA. They have relationship, and the college has linked or some connection with in relation to the programs, so they can go there and complete half of the studies there. So I think that cause also a reciprocal program, something like that. Yeah, full-time study is determined by your college or university. Generally, it means a minimum of 15 hours of instructions per week. Means if you take classes, you take your classes related to your diploma or degree or college or certificate courses. That must be minimum of 15 hours of instruction per week. Valid license or other authorization if applicable. Some of the programs, some of the diplomas, they need like a license for the job and other authorizations. So if you want to know about that, you please go to this down link here. It will take you, and you will get full understanding about this. Intention to live in Ontario. These are the down here, some steps, which has been set by the Ontario Oinp. They will judge you, they will see you, like how you are doing, in these areas. Suppose working or having worked in here, it will show your relationship to the Ontario, province of Ontario, and show your determination to live permanently in this province. So like getting job offer, applying to or interviewing for jobs, you know, it means that you have intention to live in this province, studying in the college of this province, volunteer work and leasing or owning property. Suppose you lease a car or house or apartment, or own a house or property or apartment, or and so on. It will show, on the documents, it will show your names. So it means that you have a permanent intention to live in this provinces, visiting different places, different attractions in the province, or you having professional networks and affiliations, family ties and personal relationships. All these things showing your permanent intentions to live in the province of Ontario, which is a requirement for this stream. Legal status in Canada. You must be a legal person in this country while you are studying here. So for that purpose, you must have a study permit, and that must be in a good standing, you know, and you have to maintain that status until the time of your nominations. Till from applying to this stream till the time of nomination, you have to maintain your study permit. Application period. You must submit your application within 2 years of the date on your degree, diploma or certificate. For example, if your degree, diploma or certificate is dated June 1st, 2017, you must apply to this stream before June 1st, 2019. I think this example is good enough to understand you about this application period. And you must have completed your degree, diploma or certificates before you submit your applications. Suppose some of the people, they don't get their credentials from the college. Okay, then you go to your college and put the date and tell them, they should put they should tell you, or in the writing, that how long it will take to grant you all these credentials. Employer requirements. The person who will or the company or the organization which will offer you the job in the province of Ontario, you know for the international student stream, your employer must have been in active business for at least 3 years prior to submitting your applications. Okay, if you are applying in 2020 for these applications, for this stream, then he must have established or have business, prior to submitting your application in like 3 years before, like in 2017. It could be at 2017 when you are applying in 2020. And he must have business premises in the province of Ontario where you will work. Revenue requirements from who? From your employer. If your employer hires you in the location which is in the GTA, where you will work or will report to work, then he has to show a minimum of 1 million Canadian dollars total gross annual revenue. If he hires you on the location which is outside of the Greater Toronto area, then he must have to show a minimum of 500,000 in total gross annual revenue. Employee requirement. Your employer's business must also have, at the time of application submissions, he must have where, if he hires you, in the GTA area, where you will work or report to work, there must be at least five Canadian citizens or permanent residents who will be working in that place. Or if he hires you for the location which is outside of the Greater Toronto area where you will work or where you will report to work, there must be a minimum of three full-time Canadian citizens or permanent residents who will be working there. Guys, this is important. First of all, the employers, whenever he creates a job, he must have to find Canadian citizens or permanent residents. You know, because these Canadian citizens or permanent residents, they have first rights, for the on the jobs which created in the country. If the employer doesn't find those people, then they can hire, and then he has to show, like he has done enough efforts to get Canadian citizens or permanent residents for that post, and he didn't find. That's why he is bringing like people from out of the country. Employer form, you know, your employer will make an application for approval of an employment positions by filling out and signing an employer form. Once he fill up the form, he must give you the form so you can scan and upload it with your application. So what is the employer form? Just click here. This is your employer form. You see Ontario Immigration Nominee Program Employer Job Offer Stream Employer Form. It is in Adobe PDF format. Okay, you can just click and download if you have a PDF format in your computer. If not, then you have to download your Adobe Acrobat Reader free here. Supporting documents, there are mandatory supporting documents which you must have to submit with your applications. If not, then your application will be returned. So for the applicant's checklist for this stream, so this is the link here. It takes you here. There are identity documents and status documents like your student permits and employer documents. The employer will give you the job offer documents, education documents like your credentials, your resumes, other optional documents. And there is a checklist for employer checklist. So the employer will show you will give you the employer form, the job offer, other documents if applicable, additional documents, active business documents, business business premise documents, gross annual revenue documents, number of full-time employees documents, who is working with him, recruitment efforts documents like he has done so much efforts to get hired Canadian citizens or permanent residents, how to submit your documentations. Your all documents must be in English or French language, because Canada has two official languages, English and French. If you want to know about more like document translation and notarization, just click this link here. Cost to apply, for this application full fees, you need to pay 1,500 Canadian dollars, by Visa debit, MasterCard and MasterCard debit. Refunds, Oinp will only refund the fee if they find that your application is incomplete or you withdraw your application before we start processing it. This is very important. That's why I highlighted this point. Some people that think that we apply and then they pay the fees and they forget. No. If your application is incomplete or you withdraw your applications before OINP starts working on that, then they can refund your fees. And if your application is started and they started working on that, and after a couple of months you found that your application is unsuccessful, the fees cannot be refunded. Use a representative to apply. Some people, they cannot apply themselves because some of the admission for application forms are really technical and difficult, so they can hire a Canadian immigration consultant or immigration lawyers to help them out, and they will create a e-file portal and submit their application on their behalf. Here is the application and instructions how to do your applications, step by step mentioned here. After you apply, you will get an email from Oinp which will say, we have received your documentations, your applications. Withdrawing your applications, if you want to withdraw your application, just click on the withdraw button next to your file number on your main page of the Oinp e-filing portal. Changes in your personal information, sometimes there are changes in your real life, and then you must have to report to Oinp if they are if they are in connection with contact information or your immigration status or your family composition due to marriage or common law relationships, or birth of a child or change of custody of a child, divorce and separations, death, changes in personal information continued, you know, or your telephone numbers of your email address or country of residence. If you want to change all these things, you have to go to e-filing portal, click on my profile and make the changes and click save. Okay, sometimes you do misspell your name, so okay, go here, complete and save a change of personal information form. This is a form which you will use for this purpose. You see here, change of personal information form. This is also in Adobe PDF format. Just click and download it. If you don't have Adobe PDF in your computer, then please go down here and download the free Adobe Acrobat Reader, and then download this form. And after filling up this form, you must have to send it to on this address, Ontario nominee at ontario.ca. Okay, use the subject line application change notice. You put here application change notice and put your file number here. If you are nominated, if your application is successful, you will receive a nomination approval letter and an OINP certificate of nomination by email from the province of Ontario. The organization which is called OINP. OINP notify you your next step is to apply for permanent residence, through IRCC within 6 months. Okay, you will need to include your nomination approval letter and your NP certificate of nomination for this purpose. If you are not nominated, if your application is unsuccessful, you will still be notified by email through OINP, but you still have a chance for to go for internal review. If you think that the decision is wrong and you are pretty sure that you could succeed in this application, then you can go for internal review. You can send an email to internal review revision intern at ontario.ca. You must email OINP. They will not gonna accept by post or by in person. And within 13 calendar days of receiving your notice of refusal, if you are in Canada, if you are outside of Canada and you applied from outside of the country, then you have 60 calendar days of receiving your notice of refusal. Okay, these are the eligible Canadian colleges and universities in Ontario through which you have to complete your study, your degree, diploma, or certificates. These are the Ontario universities. These are the eligible Ontario universities, you know, from where you will get your degree or diploma certificates to qualify in this program. Okay, contact OINP. Different ways of contacting OINP here. Email, through emails, through toll free, through telephone number, through TTY, and toll free TTY. During your OINP filing portal, if you have any technical issues, then you can email them to here Ontario nominee at ontario.ca, and you can include your file number, description of the problem, and screenshot if possible, your full name and contact information. OINP will review your email and respond to you as soon as possible. Finally, Millennium Immigration Canada is your channel and makes Canadian immigration related videos on various immigration programs or topics, which prepares you better for your bright future. Click the link and just subscribe this channel because it's your own channel. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Have a good one. Take care.